Hello, welcome to my channel. I am Christina. In today's video, we are going to talk about all things personal finance related for 2020. We are going to talk about our goals, what we're going to set, how we're going to reach them, give you a nice action plan to get started. This is the perfect time to really start thinking about what you want to accomplish in 2020 when it comes to personal finance. So in our last video, we talked about 3 important questions you need to ask yourself before you set any goals. So if you're interested, definitely check the link below. I'll have that video listed there so that you can see. And now we're going to start talking about where your money is going to be spent. So I have the dry erase board here. So just like the last video, we'll have a visual of what we're working with. And that way I can give you general idea numbers that you can see how this would work out. And I also have my calculator because that is critical, or you can have your phone calculator too, either works. But let's get started. When it comes to financial goals, I think you have to first be very clear on the thoughts and emotions behind those goals, because that is something that if you're connected to it on a very emotional level, you're going to prioritize it, and you're also going to be willing to make the sacrifices that are necessary to reach your goals. So I think when you're thinking about those goals, as I said, watch the previous video, those 3 questions that you need to ask yourself in terms of how you're going to spend your time, that's going to impact how you spend your money. So when you think about goals, it could be anything from, as I said, debt repayment to saving up for a car. I'm just going to list out some examples so you could see how this would work. So debt repayment, and this could be anything from student loans to credit card. And then we also have long-term savings, and I will also put investments, right? If you have a 401k, or if you have a kid, you have a 529, those are also things you want to set some goals for the year. And then we also have short-term. And that could, as I said, could be anything from like a car. I would even put like a down payment for a house, right? Because that would go here. Payments. And then the last thing I also want to make sure that we have accounted for is what I like to call guilt-free spending. So the reason why I list this here is I think a huge part of reaching your financial goals is making sure you do not feel an element of sacrifice. Something where you're just like, oh my God, I'm eating ramen because I'm trying to save for a house. Like it shouldn't be that way. So I always like to also account for that. So now that we established the what the goals are, now I'm going to show you in a different color how. So the first thing that you need to do is establish your spending ratio. So a spending ratio is what you have in terms of your fixed expenses, rent, mortgage, car payment, minimum payments to your credit cards, your utilities. Those are some examples of fixed expenses. And then the rest of the ratio should be for your savings, your goals, and as I said, that guilt-free spending. So I'm going to show you how that looks. What I like to keep our expenses as I said, my husband and I, we do have a debt-free lifestyle, is 60-40. Now this is just an example of what works for us. It's not for everyone, and I think you also need to spend some time with your own finances to see where you lie in there. But there should be a percentage of your income that is for your fixed expenses, and the rest is goals, savings, and guilt-free. That's the first thing that you want to establish. What is that ratio? And it's easier to manage a budget this way because then you're just like, okay, 60% of our expenses are going to this. The 40 is what we have in terms of goals and guilt-free spending, as opposed to like having to do it every month. And then the next one is determine, or even a better word, choose, right? Because this is a choice. Choose the behavior. When it comes to your expenses and you're establishing your personal finance goals, it should be something, as I said in the beginning, that you're emotionally connected to. It's important to you. Why is it important to you? It's that house you want to get for your family. It's the sense that you don't want to feel that you're, suffocated by your debts. Whatever it is, you want that financial freedom. So it should be an emotion first, and that's why I put choose your behavior. It's not something that you have to do. It's something that you want to do to reach your goals. Well, that wraps up the first video of the financial goal setting series. In the next video, I will walk you through an example showing how do you come up with a spending ratio. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, comment, subscribe, and like. I want to hear from you guys. Please let me know if there's anything else you guys would want me to cover in the next coming videos. Thank you.